going live. We're going live. We're live. Hey, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce. You can't miss the sign there. Look at that. I mean, big bucks have been put into that. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to July the 7th, 2025. Holy moly macaroni. I got my St. Thomas U.S. Virgin Islands shirt on. You can buy that shirt if you want on my Redbubble store. I took that photo. Jen and I were on that ship, Explorer of the Seas. That is our cruise ship. I took that photo from the top of the cable car ride. It was a Sunday. Nobody was there. It was fantastic. Oh, we were the only ship in port, too. Oh, was that great. We consider ourselves fortunate that we were able to do that at that time. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very well out there. Thank you for joining me again today. I've got a bit of cruise news. I got some unique cruise deals I'm going to tell you about. I maybe, well, yeah, the word deals is still working there. They're not like the cheapest cruises you can possibly get, but you'll find them interesting. And then I got trivia today. Got some trivia questions. So stand by and let's see how that all works out for you. I think I put a poll question up today. If you'd like to answer it, I'd appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on that. And also, thank you for the thumbs up so far, 15 and counting. Thank you. So here's the poll question. The question basically says, what is the biggest casino win you've had on a cruise? Have you ever had a casino win on a cruise? I would imagine most of you are talking. We're probably talking, slot machine thing. I'm asking, have you won under $100? Did you win $100 to $500? Did you win $500 to $1,000 as your biggest ever payoff, or did you make more than $1,000? And I'd love to find out what your thoughts are. So far, 12 of you have come through for me with an answer. So by all means, take a look at that and see what you think. Under $100, in other words, you really haven't won anything at all. Half of you, and I totally understand. It's not you; it's the casino. $100 to $500. 23% of you said I won between $100 and $500. $500 to $1,000. 7% have done that, and over $1,000. 14%. And I'll tell you my little story about a cruise ship casino. I was on, I believe it was a Princess cruise. Jen and I were doing one of these Mexican Riviera cruises, and I'm sure it's still the way it is now. You can use your room key as a way to charge up the machine. And so Jen and I we'd been on this cruise. It was a 7-day cruise. I think this was day 5, probably day 5, not the last night, but the second last night. And we had been in the casino 3 of the previous 4 nights, I'm sure. And by the time I got to night 5, I think I had put about $1,000 in those machines. And so my room tab was $1,000 of casino payables, and tips were piling up for the cruise. And there may have been a few alcoholic drinks for Jen, because I just drink Diet Coke. So I'm going to guess the bill was like $1,400, $1,500 at that time. That was the room bill going on. And, it would continue on until the next day. And then, we'd finally get that little piece of paper under your door, and they would charge your room charges to your credit card, which they already had on file. Okay, so here I go with Jen to the casino. We had dinner and everything, whatever. So I'm in there, and I get on this one machine. I played 3 or 4 machines and was into it for like $50, $100. Nothing serious, nothing good, nothing bad. And then I got lucky. I then found a machine that I seem to catch one of these. You catch these free game bonus rounds. And I caught one of these that gave me 7 free spins. And there was a feature on the machine that had like a wild feature. And if you got a wild feature, one of the spools, they had one of the wild signals. That signal would stay there for the next 6 spins. And every time a wild came in, it would stick and stick and stick. But another thing would happen also is during these spins, these extra games would show up. So you'd get lucky on the fourth spin, you'd get free spin feature, which would give you 7 more games, 7 more free spins. So all of a sudden you're down to 3, now you're up to 10, and those wilds are still going. This is what happened to me. So got this one series where got the free games going. On the 4th or 5th spin, got 7 more free games, and I was getting a couple of these wild symbols starting to show and stick around. And it'll show you the little meter, how much you're getting now, like how much have you won so far. And very quickly, I was at like $200, and I'm going, yeah, this is great. Got a couple $100 here. It's a nickel machine, I think. Maximum bet maybe $5 a spin or something. I had a maximum bet going at the time, and the first time around, I think I got 14 free games, and I picked up $200 or $300, and I went, oh, this is good. I got a little credit here. I'm going to play maximum bet until I'm down to $100, and if I get down to $100, I'll just cash out and take on $100. And I had 350 credit in the machine. Maximum spin. And of course, you win $8, you lose all of it, you lose $5, you get $1.50, and then I got three free game spins. So it gives me 7 games for, here we go, 7 free spins, here we go. 3rd spin in, 7 more, I got 10. 4 spins in, I'm down to 6, I now get 7 more, I got 13. And then something really interesting happened. It was a few spins after that. I didn't get 3 of these free play games. I got 4 of these free play games. Instead of getting 7 free spins, you get 15 free spins. So now I'm up to like 28 free spins. I got $400 in credit already added on top of the $200 I had left. I'm at $600, and I got 28 games. And here we go. And about 4 or 5 in, I got 7 more, and I'm back to 28 games. And here we go, a few more spins, and I'm down to 15. I got 7 more. I'm still at 22 games, and the wilds are showing up. And now the payoffs are, $40, $60, $80 per spin payoff. They're really coming in. Well, I was getting a crowd. I had 3 people kind of watching what was going on, because they just saw me just sitting there not doing anything. I didn't even have to hit a button, and this thing is just doing it all by itself. By the time it was all done, it was something like $1,700 of accumulated wins. And so I cashed out. And my thought was, I'm walking over to the hotel desk, to the where my account can be knocked off. So I went to the casino cage, and at that time it was about 2011 or 12, and I got all these $100 bills, American $100 bills, and I walked over into the lobby, over to the hotel desk, and I said, can you tell me here's my room key, what's the balance I owe you right now? They looked it up. $1,428 or something like that. I said, can I put $1,400 on that account? Oh, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dropped off 14 $100 bills. And my balance was like $22. And I had a day to go. And by the time we checked out the next day, our total charges were $78 on the credit card. And I thought, now there you go. I got all that casino money back. I got the tip money paid for, the drinks paid for, $78 left over. And I have a couple of $100 bills in my pocket. Thank you, Onboard Casino. I knew that would be a one-off. I haven't been that lucky ever again on a cruise. But I was kind of glad that happened. But generally, after $100 or $200, you kind of go, enough. I think this is enough. I think I'll go for a walk on the promenade deck. That was my little story. So if you're answering the poll question today, thank you very much. 15 of you now have come through. 60% of you say under 100, Bruce. They're just not good to me on those cruise ships. 20% of you say I've made between $100 and $500 in winnings. 7% of you say I've had a $500 to $1,000 payoff. And 13% of you have had at least a $1,000 payoff. There you go. Well done, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for these thumbs ups. Keep them coming in. We have 20 already on board. It's absolutely wonderful. And welcome to our show today. Nice to have you. I hope you're doing all right. Let's say hello to a few viewers, and then I got some news for you guys. Let's go here. Jim Thomas, hey, number 2 here today. Thank you. Robert is in the house. Good evening, Bruce and Auntie Jen. I gave you a thumbs up. Number 3, I believe. I got the right logo going today, Robert. I got the right kind of shirt going today. It's all good. We're all good here. It's fantastic. Brittany, hi there, Bruce and all. Mrs. Anderson, I believe I gave the 4th thumbs up. Hopefully mine will stay that way, as there have been times where it has flipped. Welcome. Florida Cruisers. Good evening, everybody from Florida Cruisers. Robert, I love Mondays. I get to watch Stock Markets with Bruce and traveling with Bruce back to back. I tell you, thank you, my friend. Double D, hey, greetings from Texas, and I hope all your friends are safe and sound. It's just terrible what's happening over there. Brittany, dinner tonight, crayfish. What's that? 8.2 delicious. Gas is right around $2.80 here in Pensacola. That's pretty good price there, Brittany. Robert, I believe trivia tonight. Right on. Ken, hi, Bruce and Jen from Janet and Ken in Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature here in Saginaw is 75 degrees. The mosquitoes are out. Gasoline $3.12 a gallon. Good evening, everybody. Number 6, thumbs up. Here in Calgary today, I know we had a lovely summer sunny day. High today 76, and that's where we are right now. Yesterday was only about 71, and the day before that 65. So we're warming up. Tomorrow 86. That is pure Stampede weather. We are in the middle of the Calgary Stampede. We started last week Thursday. We end up this Sunday. So 86 tomorrow. That is Stampede weather. On Wednesday, down to 72. On Thursday, 67. People are going to love that. Friday, 80. Saturday, 81. Sunday, last day of Stampede, 72. Not bad. Pretty good temperature. Dry air here. We don't have hot, humid air because we're at 3,800 feet elevation. And so it's much drier, thinner air. Mosquitoes, not a problem so far this year. So far, so good. Welcome all to the program. Nice to have you here. Currently, Brittany says 88 where I am. Sharon, number 10 tonight from a steamy Central New Jersey. Welcome, Sharon. Brittany, drink of choice before the show is a Mountain Dew Summer Freeze. May grab me a vanilla Coke. Giddy up. If I don't grab me a vanilla Coke, then I'll have some water. Trying to do away with sodas. There you go. Brittany, one of my favorite drinks is lemonade. Robert, my favorite drink's Pepsi, but now it's Kool-Aid. Kirk Brunson, hi there, Bruce. TWB family. Kirk from the Big Apple is here, and I'm on lunch tonight. Thumbs up, number 12. Thank you, Kirk. Brittany, I don't gamble. Roger, I from Jacksonville, number 19. Sylvia, number 16. Hi, Bruce. And TWB family, very hot in Greensboro, North Carolina. There was a major flooding in Graham, Mebane, and I can't pronounce that. Saxapaw, North Carolina, from the Haw River. I guess that's from that hurricane that you were kind of touched by. Yikes! Some terrible weather out there. Say hi to us, everybody. Where are you from? What's gas in your neighborhood? Say hello. Double D, hey, Central Texas, 86 temperature, gas 260, clear skies as a bonus. Still raining to the south. Sylvia, I have never gambled on a cruise. I don't gamble, not unless I have a guaranteed win. There you go. Laughing out loud, Robert. Sorry, Uncle Bruce and Auntie. I'm really tired. I'll catch a rerun at a later time. You take care. Sylvia, I get bored in a casino. I just don't get sitting in a slot machine for hours trying to win. But I did find $50 outside of a casino on the floor in the ground. I found it once, and I pocketed it. So you're way ahead. Susan R. Hey, everybody. Stephen Butler, number 11. Hello, Stephen. Sylvia, what's the crowns near everyone's name for? Oh, you guys are getting those activity things. I have nothing to do with this. This is a YouTube feature that I don't I don't do anything about this. I can't do anything about it. The more you comment, you'll get a crown beside your name, and you'll get a 1, 2, or a 3. So if you comment a lot, you'll be the number 1 commentator, or number 2, or number 3. For some people, they like it. Some people, they don't like it. Most people don't care. I wish it wasn't there. I just find it a distraction, but I don't see it because I'm not watching my channel like you are. I'm watching my StreamYard software where I'm on camera. I see myself here, and I see your comments, but I don't see those crowns. That's it. Kevin, the author himself, Mr. Chapman, thumbs up 23 tonight, Bruce, late to the party, but ready for trivia. Hot, humid, and impending thunderstorms here in central New Jersey. Say, don't go outside. It's time for a cruise. Susan R., 88 degrees, gas $2.99 in Northern Virginia. BZ, I took just about 1,000 out of the Celebrity Silhouette at the beginning of June. That's after tipping all my favorite bartenders on the ship, and a nice black $100 chip should have been $1,500. BC, that roulette table had my name all week. Started with 150 first night on this ship. Stephen Butler, my wife is ready to leave a casino as soon as we enter. It's not her thing. I could spend hours on end, and I'm never bored in a casino. There you go. There you are. Welcome all to the show tonight. Great to have you here, and hope you're doing very, very well out there. Quick look right now at the trivia question, or the poll question. 19 results are now in the house, and the thumbs up meter is now pushing 23 on the thumbs up. So thank you, everybody. 27 people here, 23 thumbs up. So you guys are incredible. The ratio to viewers and thumbs ups on this channel is unbelievable. Thank you. We've got 58% of you saying the biggest win in the casino, under $100, Bruce. Never had any luck. 16%, the biggest win, $100 to $500. Between $500 and $1,000, 11% of you have done that. And over $1,000, 16% of you have hit a payoff over $1,000. There you go. It can be done. I don't like the odds, but it can be done on a cruise. Welcome one, and welcome all to the show. And BZ, I also sold some nice cash secured puts on that ship and took money from the gamblers while gambling. Option writer from my other channel. Very well done. Okay, going on holidays and writing stock options and making money from those gamblers while you're hanging out with these gamblers. Now that's the perfect win. Well done, BZ. Keep up the good work. I love that one. All right, a little bit of news for you today. I told you about this ship last week. Let me show you what ship I'm talking about here. I talked to you last week about this ship right here, the Serenade of the Seas, Royal Caribbean ship. She is basically running out of Vancouver, British Columbia. She's doing Vancouver, British Columbia up to Alaska and back. At least that's what she's supposed to be doing. And last week I mentioned to you folks that on the way back to Vancouver, she ran into technical difficulties and had to cancel one of her stops and had to just keep sailing in the open seas to get back to Vancouver on time, which I believe was Sunday. And the ship was supposed to leave yesterday, but when it came in, it came in yesterday morning, and there were technicians waiting at the dock to work on the ship. And there were technical people, engineers in the engine room trying to resolve the technical problem that the ship was having. And the ship actually left Vancouver 2 hours late on Sunday. And only 2 hours out of Vancouver, guess what? She came back. And that green dot right in the middle of your screen there where it says Vancouver, that is the ship right now. She is sitting in Vancouver. As far as I know, she has still not left the port of Vancouver. And this is Monday. And apparently the other issue is the passengers on that ship were not allowed to get off the ship at all. And if it's still in Vancouver and they intend to leave Vancouver tonight, no one got off that ship because everyone who got on that ship has been cleared by Homeland Security, U.S. Border Control, to go up to Alaska and come back to Canada. And so if you let anyone off the ship now, you have to clear them all over again for passport control. And that means everybody, not any. So, yeah, unless it's a medical emergency, there's no way anyone gets off that ship right now. So, again, this is the last I've heard that this ship is having technical problems. It's having engine problems. And it's supposed to be Alaska sailings all summer. This is July. This is the height of the year. They can't substitute another ship in there to take over for this ship. If this ship cannot perform its duties and has to be withdrawn from service, all cruises will be canceled on that ship for the rest of the summer. Millions and millions of dollars of losses. Not good. Anyway, that's the story on that ship right there. Serenade of the Seas. The troubles continue. And at last report, there's been no official anything from the Royal Caribbean people about what's going on. So, what a mess. What a mess. Now, I have another story for you. I have kind of an old story and a new story put into one story for you. Okay, here we go. You remember this picture? Does this image ever enter your mind at all? Does it trigger any kind of memories? That is a picture of the Oasis of the Seas, and it was taken on April the 1st, April Fool's Day, on 2019. And I have two viewers who are watching me right now who know this picture very well, because it was this image and this image here that they saw on my channel for the very first time that they found my channel. And that would be Sharon and Kevin in New Jersey. They apparently found this channel because of this story. This was the Oasis of the Seas in dry dock in the Bahamas. And the dry dock failed and tilted over on one side, causing a crane to collapse over the back of that pool area you see there, right across it. And there were apparently 8 workers injured. No passengers were on the ship, but the crew was on the ship. This was supposed to be a quick in and out day or two dry dock, in a floating dry dock, where they were trying to work on one of the azapods underneath the back of the ship. And the floating dry dock was not long enough, not big enough to handle the entire length of this ship. This is 1,100 plus feet long. This is a huge ship. And so they had about 3/4 of this ship in the dry dock. And then they sunk the front part of the dry dock down and lifted the back end of the dry dock up to get the back of the ship higher and out of the water so that they could work on the azapods. This disaster, unfortunately, made the entire dry dock tilt to its one side. Anyway, I show you that picture because that was one of the most dramatic stories to come out of Freeport, Bahamas, at the Grand Bahama Shipyard, which is co-operated and owned by Royal Caribbean and Carnival. They both are owners of this thing, have been for years. Well, the ship, the Oasis of the ship, after they stabilized everything, they got everybody off the thing, they got all the crew out of there, they stabilized the ship, they re-stabilized the dry dock, they got the crane off the ship, they probably disassembled it in pieces, which would make sense, and lifted it off of there. They righted the ship properly, back in the water, and they ended up sailing that ocean liner all the way to Cadiz in Spain and had an emergency dry dock there because the dry dock in Cadiz, Spain at that time in 2019 was capable of holding the entire ship. This was a permanent dry dock where the ship would float in, they would drain the water out of the dry dock, and the ship would now be standing on blocks. And they repaired the entire ship there from all the damage of this crane, the damage of tilting onto the side and scraping the entire side of the ship, and the Azapod issue. And then the Oasis of the Seas was put back in service after probably $150 million of repairs and lost cruises. And oh, God, what a disaster. But that ship was put back to work. And that was April 2019, only not too short, not too far away from the pandemic of 2020. That was the next issue. But in any event, I mentioned the Grand Bahama shipyard today because there's news out of the Grand Bahama shipyard. There is fantastic news. This is absolutely wonderful news. This is one of these aerial shots that was done years ago. And you can see these dry docks here, different sizes for different ships. This is a very busy shipyard that employs a lot of people. And Carnival has used them for years. Royal Caribbean has used them for years. And of course, because it's a Royal Caribbean and Carnival joint ownership, that means celebrity ships go in there, probably Silver Seas ships go in there, all the Carnival lines. So that would mean Holland America, Princess Cruise Lines, Cunard could come in here, Costa could come in here, all the brands that they own can come in here. Well, now they have a new partner. They have brought in MSC Cruises, the Mediterranean Shipping Company, MSC, with all their ships. MSC is investing $600 million to become a partner with Carnival and Royal Caribbean for this shipyard. And the way they're doing it is, instead of just handing over cash, they are bringing in $600 million of dry docks. They're bringing in 2 specifically brand new, built in China dry docks for this port, one of which we already know will be 357 meters long, which translates to 1,171 feet of length, capable of handling the biggest ships MSC has, Carnival has, and Royal Caribbean has. And they're talking about a 93,000 ton lift capacity on that dry dock. The second dry dock apparently might be larger, but has an even heavier lift capacity, 125 gross tons they can lift. This transforms this dry dock facility, this repair facility. This shipyard has just changed completely. Within the next 2 years, they will be able to handle almost any ship out in the water for emergency repairs and scheduled dry dock services. That means that the Carnival monster ships that they've been doing, and the big ships that Carnival, that Royal Caribbean has always had, and MSC's big ships can all be sent to this dry dock. Now, for MSC, it made a lot of sense to become a partner because they're running 4 or 5 ships now out of Florida. They're going to run 4 or 5 more in the next 5 years. There will eventually be 10 MSC ships running out of America easily for Caribbean trips, transatlantic, South American, Panama Canal cruises, up to Alaska, back to Caribbean, you name it. There are going to be MSC ships sent from Europe over to the Caribbean, to Jamaica, to Bahamas, Grand Bahama, for servicing them. For the country of the Bahamas, this is exactly what the Bahamas should be doing. The Bahamas have been really pushing hard the idea of running private island and resort getaways like this picture right here. This is the Carnival, soon to open playground that they're operating, not far from the shipyard, by the way. The irony of it is they're not far from Freeport to run this facility. The Bahamas have been going after this kind of business. They've been doing business with Disney. They've been doing business with MSC, with Carnival, with Royal Caribbean, all of the cruise lines, even Virgin Voyages. They've got private island facilities and private beach facilities set up for all these cruise lines. And what's happening here is these particular facilities here are generating jobs. However, the jobs that are generated at these locations are not all high-paying skill jobs. We're talking about lifeguards, security personnel, bartenders, waiters, waitresses, equipment repair people, cabana painters, beach combers, folks who clean the beaches every night of debris. We're talking minimum wage, 10, 20 buck an hour jobs. These are not going to be the kind of jobs that make people beyond wealthy. It won't even put them into the middle class and higher. It won't help the locals put their kids through university. It's steady work, yes, but it's off and on because of weather. You get a hurricane coming through, you're shut down for a week or two, all that sort of stuff. The shipyard over here, this is big business. This is dollars. This is world dollars. We're talking about services being offered here by tradespeople. We're talking now certified plumbers, electricians, HVAC system people, engine rebuilders, engine installers. We're talking carpenters for finishing work. We're talking varnish and painters. And think about a rebuild of a cruise ship, a 6-week, 4-week dry dock, $150 million, you name it. There are jobs here. We're also talking about the importation of parts, and furniture has to be brought in. You're now talking about the port of Freeport getting really busy with container loads of parts to rebuild a cruise ship. Think about an Oasis class ship that's going to have a 6-week rebuild for $200 million. Televisions, all the old ones out, new ones in. Who's going to install them? Who's handling them? We're talking about the sound systems being replaced. We're talking about all the lawn chairs. We're talking about all the furniture in the restaurants, all the furniture in the cabins, carpet laying left, right, and center. So there are, yes, low-paying jobs, medium-paying jobs, and high-skill jobs. And these are permanent positions in this region of the Bahamas. Freeport is going to experience a massive financial infusion of capital on an ongoing basis with a cruise line that happens to be now the second or third largest cruise line in the world as a partner. So you've now got Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and MSC, the 3 largest cruise lines in the world, partnering up to offer services in Freeport. This is putting Freeport in a whole other light with 2 additional dry docks, floating dry docks, that just increased their capacity by 40%. Massive hiring binge coming over the next several years in Freeport. This is what the government of the Bahamas has to go after. Absolutely has to do it now. If they can get into the furniture refurbishment business, if they can get into the importation of electronics business, if they can get into warehousing business to house this material, the logistics are unbelievable. So there's just a huge opportunity for the Bahamas to really grow their middle class, a serious middle class of taxpayers in the Bahamas. Congratulations to all parties. This is such a great piece of news. I couldn't be more happy to hear this, because this is where you take it's a first world, second world country, to be honest. It's not the Bahamas is, depending on where you are, right? It's a country that needs all the help they can get. And they used to think that the only way they could get ahead was to charge a head tax on cruise passengers. Get $18 a person, $20 a person, $30 a person. Well, they're going to get that, but now they're going to get billions of dollars of revenue from this port facility investment and turnover of capital. This is massive for generations. So very good news. I'm delighted to hear about it. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Thought I'd mention that to you so that you would get a handle on just, what this means. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's see, Sharon. This is what brought us here. That's right, that story. Sharon, Sylvia, there are losing days in Alaska being stuck in Vancouver. Oh, aren't they just? Sharon, you were the only one who had up-to-date information about that situation on that story. And that's something. We sailed Oasis for our 36th anniversary, but we were coming up with alternate plans in case the cruise was canceled. We were going to go to San Francisco for the Bay to Breakers race if the cruise was canceled, but the cruise took place, and we did Bay to Breakers this past May. Right on. Sharon, we saw the scrape on the side of Oasis when it was in port. Double D, just so we're clear, this isn't a buy rating, is it? And Pete, 10 degrees here, Celsius in Sydney at 9:35 a.m. Winter is here. 50 degrees in Sydney, Australia. Winter is in full force in Australia right now because summer is in full force here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's winter down under. Stay warm. Stay safe. Well, I have a couple of cruises for you to talk to you about. I came across some cruises that I thought might be of interest to you. And the first one that I saw, I did sort of a 90-day kind of what's available in the next 90 days that might be of interest. It's on this ship right here. You can't tell the name of the ship by looking at it, but this is an Oceania cruise known as the Allura. And she's not that old. This particular ship was built in 2025. Brand spanking new, 68,000 tons, length 791 feet, 105 feet wide, 1,200 passenger capacity with 800 crew. Very high crew to passenger ratio. And she's a brand new cruise ship. I found a cruise here that I thought, boy, Jen and I would love this cruise. I think we would really enjoy this cruise if we were on it. It starts out of Athens, actually, and makes its way to Mykonos and then over to towards Istanbul and Çanakkale, if I'm pronouncing that right. Then down to is that Ephesus and Rhodes, and then over to Heraklion. I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. Then to La Goulée and Palmero. Back on Sicily, and then up to Amalfi, the Amalfi Coast area, and into Rome. And this cruise is a 12-nighter. This is a 12-night cruise. Here's the actual itinerary: Athens to Mykonos, Istanbul overnight, and Çanakkale, Turkey. Then those two Turkey spots, the one with the E and the one with the Rhodes. Then Crete, then a sea day, Tunis, Tunisia, Palermo, Amalfi, and Rome. What a fantastic cruise this has got to be. The cost of this cruise is pretty darn reasonable. This is a 6-star cruise line. This is high end. $3,300 a person for balcony for 12 nights. Sign me up. That is a really good deal. That is a $15,000 cruise for $3,300. If you want to go for a suite, $5,000, a little more. For the price you pay, it includes gratuities, all non-alcoholic beverages, and specialty dining and unlimited internet. That's all included. And if you take the balcony for $3,300, you also get a free $650 per cabin onboard credit, plus a house select beverage package for 2. That includes beer and wine by the glass during onboard meals. Hey, thank you very much for Jen and I. This would be just perfect. 12 nights, $3,300. What a cruise. Unfortunately for Jen and I, we can't go on this cruise because it's a Friday, August 15th departure, and we meet in in Amsterdam on the 5th of September. So unfortunately, we can't make this one happen. But wow, that would be something. Check out this this ship. Let me show you some interior shots and other shots. This is the lobby area. Beautiful piece there. Then we have some random photos of some dinner areas where you can grab a bite to eat. And I think this is the this is where the poor people eat in the buffet. Look at that schleppy looking buffet. Oh my goodness, talk about 5-star. Really nice. That's a buffet. That's okay. Sign me up. Here's an outdoor shot. Look at this. You got my attention. I'm telling you right now. I'm paying attention to this. This is the spa area. Look at this. Can you handle it? Would you be able to handle it for 12 days, you guys? Can any of you suffer yourselves through this? Here's a shot of one of the nicer cabins, and then I saw this shot here of a regular balcony. I think this is $3,300 right here, but that's okay. Or this one. This is okay. Not a problem for me for 12 days. But I saw this image here. I thought we'd have some fun. First of all, that's a balcony unit right there. Look at that. That's all right. That's quite all right. But look at this one. How would you like to go into the owner's suite? Would you like to grab that? Now that's got to be pretty cool. You notice in the middle there, right where my forehead is up here, there's the main entry right there. Okay. Now, if you're standing in the main entry and you're coming into this unit, let me show you what you're looking at. You open your doors, and this is what you're staring at right now. That is the first thing you're going to see. You walk into that unit. That is where you're going to have a bite to eat from time to time, a little schleppy dinner. Wow. If you turn to your, is it right? I'm not sure how this works. This is the image, I think, that will pop up. It's the living room. There's your living room area. I don't know what this thing is on the left. That looks like some kind of an intense light of some kind, maybe for interrogation questions. I don't know what the hell that is. But in the background, you see a working table there with a computer on it, and there's your balcony back there, and to the behind the left there, that's where your TV's tucked in. Now, if you go over to the other side, you'll come to where your bedroom is, and that's right here. Not a bad looking bedroom, and it looks to me like at the foot of the bed, there's that wooden thing there, and at the very top of that wooden credenza, that's your TV that pops out. I could handle this. I could hang out with you guys. Here's your walk-in closet right next to your bedroom. This is where you put all you see that thing in the middle? That's where you put your Patek Philippe and Rolex watches and all your high-end jewelry. It all goes there, you see. And then you have your lock box up on the left, and then that's where your shoes and clothing go. See, this is your bathroom. Can you handle the bathroom in your cabin? This is the size of a cabin for others. Just saying, Hey, you could win a lottery. Come on, you could. Here's that cabin again. Let's look at it one more time. Look at that thing. There's that middle section right there. Right there. Look at that. Right there with look at this. And then you got this section here with your living room and balcony and your bedroom and balcony. This is all you. Notice something else. One bed. There's only one bed here. This is for two, okay? You keep those pesky kids away. Don't bring the kids to this thing. Look at that cabin. Oh my God. Now we're talking here. We're talking my kind of language. It even has a bar area there, just off the lobby there. There's your bar. There's the living room. Nice. Anyway, I thought I'd bring this cruise to your attention. $3,300. You're probably going to get this cabin right here. But if you can drop a little more, you'll get this cabin. But you don't have to. But if you know someone, Okay. Let's talk about the second cruise that I found today that I thought was kind of interesting. It was on this ship right here, the Cunard Queen Victoria. I've talked about this ship before. Beautiful, beautiful ship with a phenomenal lobby area here and incredible, shot. Here's the other way, the other side of the lobby there. Look at this. Like, holy crap. I love Cunard ships. Jen and I so much enjoyed the Queen Mary 2. Our cabin, our cabin looked a lot like this. The cabin we had going across the Atlantic. We loved it. Anyway, this cruise here, you can take a cruise here from. Can you make sense of that? Let me show you this. You start from Rome, go to sea, and go to Marseille, France on Wednesday, August 6th, and to Alghero, Sardinia, Italy. Then you end up in Messina in Sicily, Strait of Messina. Then Naples, Rome, Florence, Nice, Corsica, France, Acide, Valencia, Spain, and Barcelona, España. That is your cruise. So here you go, right here. You can see this itinerary starting in Rome and heading north. I believe you head north, and then head down. I think, am I getting this right? I don't know if you head south first. I can't figure this out. Anyway, you end up in Barcelona. Okay, so there's your cruise. The price of this cruise. It's a 14-nighter, 2 weeks. Balcony, $4,200. Inside room, $1,300. Brochure of the ocean view room, $1,300 for 14 nights if you can stand the inside. Balcony, $4,200. Suite, same price. I'd book the suite if you're going to pay the same price. $4,200 for 2 weeks. This ship right here, some more shots. That's a spa area, not too shabby. Dining, yes. Excellent dining on Cunard ships. Should be no trouble. Here's the buffet where all the poor people go. This is what we call a 5-star buffet restaurant. Yes. Yes, it's okay by me. Here's the pool area outside. Fantastic. I mean, holy moly macaroni. You gotta love this. This has got kind of got my name written all over it. That would be a lovely cruise to be on, I would say. Now I want to show you another cruise. This one is this is on another ship coming up, but I have to quickly make an adjustment in my files because I took so many photos of this ship that is coming up now. I want you to see that I couldn't even upload them all. They wouldn't let me upload them all because I had so many photos of the Queen Victoria for you, and I had so many photos of the Oceania ship pre-loaded up that when I got to this ship, I had a bunch more, and they wouldn't let me load them up. So they're being loaded up right now as I'm basically, honestly, stalling for time. So you just bear with me. It's worth it. So it's the ship. This is the ship I'm going to talk to you about right here. This is the Silver Dawn cruise ship. Silver Dawn. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Silver Dawn is owned and operated by a Royal Caribbean. The Silver Sea Cruise Line was acquired by a Royal Caribbean about, I'm going to say 5 years ago, maybe something like that, around 2020, 2019, before the pandemic. Might have been 2019 before the pandemic hit. No one knew when that event took place that this would happen. But there you go. And I have now got some photos for you of this ship that are pretty cool. Here's a tighter shot of the Silver Dawn for you. Check that out. Just bear with me. I'm almost done on these other photos. They're as quickly as I can. They're being brought in right now, and I think you'll enjoy some of these photos here, if not all of them. And I'm going to talk to you about this itinerary. This one's really something. Here we go. There we go. Quickly, Bruce. Quick, Bruce. Quick. Oh yeah, we're almost done. Here we are. Oh, this is cool. I love this stuff. Here we go. And just another one there, and then one more, and I'm done. Oh yeah. Okay, there's a nice shot there. Let me get that one up there. And here's the same ship from above. Check it out. Check it out. I hope you can see that okay. And there's the next one right there. So, okay, let's see if I can make that happen. Wait a minute. There. Okay. Oh, I see what's doing. Oh, never mind. Hang on. Don't mind the operator of this channel while he attempts to get his act together. Here we go. The last photo, they jammed it up on me. They wouldn't let me add it, but now they will. Now I'll get the last photo in. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay. So the ship is the Silver Dawn from Silver Sea. And isn't she a beauty? It's not very big. This ship is built in 2021. She has 40,700 tons. Length 700, just under 700 feet, 86 feet across. Passenger capacity, look at these numbers: 596 passengers, 411 crew. So you're being well looked after here. Pretty nice stuff. You must be 18, 20, or over 21, so there's restrictions. Tipping is not expected. They include gratuities in your cruise fare. But the salon and spa treatments are not included. But pretty well everything else is kind of included. Let me show you an itinerary. Let's look at this map here. You start in Southampton, okay, and you head north, and you go all the way up to Greenock, and then you come back. You stop in various places in Ireland and Wales, Scotland, Wales, and then you head south. Down the French coast, Bordeaux. You stop for 3 nights in Bordeaux. Then Spain and Portugal, ending in Lisbon. Look at the itinerary right here. This is a 24-night cruise. 24 nights. Now, that distance I was showing you is not a lot. It's not like all the way to the Mediterranean, all the way back. This is really easy peasy cruising here. We started Southampton on the 15th of September. And then Portland, England, on the 16th, and on the 18th you're in Ireland at Waterford. Then you're in Holyhead, Wales, Dublin, Ireland, Belfast, Northern Ireland, Glasgow, Scotland on Monday the 22nd. That's my birthday. There you go. So a sea day on the 23rd. Then in Cork, Ireland, you can pop in and say hi to our friend, our buddy in Cork, Ireland, Donnell. We can say hi to Donnell. Then it's Falmouth, St. Peter, Port Guernsey, Southampton again, St. Malo, France, then Bordeaux for 3 nights. Bilbao, Gijon, Spain, then Vigo, Spain, and to Portugal for Oporto, Lisbon, 2 nights, and you're done. And what a cruise! What luxury! Holy moly, macaroni! How much is this cruise, Bruce? I'm dying to show you. Well, here you go. 24 nights. In a balcony, they say it's 14,800, but for the suite, it's only 12,200. I take the suite. I wouldn't wait long on that deal. It includes all gratuities, all alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, and unlimited internet. So, 24 nights, $12,000. It's $500 a day, including all these extras. So, if you figure your internet is $25 a day per person, that's $50 a day, but I'd say it's $25 a day. And the drink package is $100 a day, so that's $125 total. Gratuities are what, $25 at this level? You're talking now $150 a day of those charges. That times 24 nights, that's $3,600. Now your cruise actually is down to, what is it, $8,600. You have unlimited dining because there are no specialty dining. This is pretty special. Look, it's not a bargain cruise. I'm not trying to sell you on that. I'm trying to tell you it's just a 6-star luxury experience. Here's your pool area. Look how few loungers there are. We're not talking packed to the rafters here. Okay, we're not talking like this. Okay, we're not talking this. We're talking this. We are talking about this at nighttime. Look at that shot. That's from the other angle. Look at that picture. Isn't this nice? Here we go. Here's some of the accommodations you might expect in a suite. I would think so. Living room and nice little work area there, desk area if you need it. Balcony, of course. Then, here's Jen and I coming in for dinner. I have to say that you might notice that I look a little younger in that picture. I wore a lot of makeup. I was wearing a lot of makeup. So was Jen, trusses and everything else. There's the waiter, or one of them. We're talking you're talking 5-star accommodations. We're talking 5-star dining. Look at the double tabletop aprons on the tables. We're talking high end here. No plastic forks and knives on this cruise ship. Look at this. The outside area where you can just enjoy the fresh air and have a nibble and a glass of wine or something. And again, outdoor ordering your bottle of wine with dinner, and casually mixing with friends as the gentlemen are wearing their jackets. Okay. Wow. And here, this shot right here got me. Oh man, this shot got me good. Look at that spa. This is the jacuzzi in the spa with a full length glass looking out over the sea. It's like an infinity pool. It's an indoor infinity jacuzzi. I don't know how else to word it. This looks pretty good. I could hang here for a while. 24 nights. I'm going to need some jacuzzi time. I gotta, I'm a guy that, I got aches and pains like anybody else, don't you think? Wow, what a cruise. I tell you, I'd have to do some serious research as to what I would do for 3 nights in Bordeaux, France, September 30, October 1, or 2. I think I have a pretty good idea. I'd be enjoying myself in Bordeaux, France for 3 nights. Wow. Huh? Would you like to do a cruise like that? Here's that map again. You can take a look at that map. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that Bordeaux, France was the summer holiday location for the King of England, the son of Queen Victoria. So after Queen Victoria passed, the son of Queen Victoria became the king. And I believe he crossed the channel into Calais, France, and came south to Bordeaux for weeks on end in the summertime. I'm not sure if it was a month or 2 months, but back in the day, this would be 1905 to 1910 or something, or 1903 to 1912. I don't know the exact years, but legendary. He had a royal train brought down, and he was more than welcomed by the government of France to come on down and enjoy your summertime. Because if the King of England is spending his summers with his family and his entourage in Bordeaux, they're spending big money to be there, so France will take the dough. But that means you're not at war with this country. England and France are not at war. And so if you're not at war, better to have the king spend your summers in on your shores. Great way to build a fine relationship between the two countries and get along just fine. So there you are. So there he is, a Silver Dawn ship, 24 nights on this vessel in a suite for $12,000 for 24 nights. So you're on those upper decks there. You're on the upper end of that ship. You're not in the lower end. Take another peek there. You're up there enjoying the best of the business. You might be even on that top floor. I don't know. That'd be all right. I might come with a butler. You never know. I could hang around with you guys as well. I'd be like Eddie. What's his name on Saturday Night Live? Trading Places. Eddie Murphy. I think I'll hang around with you guys. Yeah. I think I hang around with you guys for a while. It's okay for me. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Party Pals. This ship would not be too hard to take for too long. What do you think about that? Would you like to be on something like that? Not bad. Very interesting. Brittany Anderson is thinking about, when did I find your channel? Rocky, by the way, thank you for thumbs up 24. I don't recall what attracted me to your channel very early, and considering what I've been watching on and off since the very beginning. Could have been the trivia, I know that in the very beginning is that I'm still in college, and I remember telling you I might not be in for various reasons, such as moving into another more dorm room, other things and whatnot. Sharon, what's a vacation if you can't interrogate people? You got to have that interrogation line. You can play those detective games. A Double D, I'm looking for something cheap in August. Sail out of Galveston to New Orleans, but I can't bring myself to get back to Carnival at this time. Oh, no. Brittany goes on to say, guest, aka my mom, would join for trivia on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Yes, I remember those nights. Cool Jazz, that thing is a catalytic heater on that ship. Ah, catalytic heater. Very good. I'm in love with that closet, says Sharon. That is one heck of a closet they got going there. Ms. M, 34 thumbs up tonight. Sharon, does that sofa become a bed for small children? Who cares? No kids. Forget it. No children. No. Maybe Stephen of the owner's suite. Pretty nice. Jen hasn't changed a bit. She looks just like that now, doesn't she? I'm telling you. Put on that truss and haul it in, Put her in those 8-inch heels and give her a long wig, and she looks just like that. Just like it. Come on, we know. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me. How are we doing on the question of the day? 27 people now have answered the question of the day. Hey, this is coming along pretty good. And also the thumbs up meter is at 39, so keep them coming in, folks. Thank you. The question of the day is, what is the biggest casino win you have had on a cruise? Have you hit a jackpot ever on a cruise ship? 56% of you are losers, under $100, Bruce. I've never had a win. 22% of you have said that I've won between $100 and $500 on a payoff. 7% of you said $500 to $1,000. And 15% of you guys have had a $1,000 or greater win on a cruise ship casino payoff. Nice. So nice. 39 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you for that. Help us out with the thumbs up meter. Beautiful. We'll keep that going. All right, now I've got some trivia for you. Are you ready for some good old trivia tonight? Stephen, we do not travel without a butler with us, so we could not bear without it. Stephen Butler says he doesn't travel without a butler. That's the way to go, Steve. Don't ever leave the house without a butler. And I'm sure your wife feels the same way. She's not leaving the house without a butler either. And there you go. Well done. Well played. Okay, I like that game. Well, let's go to the trivia part of the show, okay? Thank you all. Sharon says, yay, trivia, yay. Okay, let's see if we can make this work here. I'm going to get my pencil to fire up tonight. And there it goes, my iPad pencil, which I had lost for a few weeks. I finally found it. We're back in business, baby. Welcome all. Here's your first question of the night, and it's pretty simple. You might know more than one correct answer, and that's okay. But please just send me one correct answer at a time by typing it in there, and I'll get to your second and third and fourth guess and fifth guess. Let's see how you do. Don't be cheating on Google. No cheating out there. Now, be honest. All right, here's your first question of the night. I'm looking for 55 U.S. cities that have at least 100,000 or more people that are the closest to the Great Lakes. Now, I'm not asking for cities that are on the Great Lakes only. I'm looking for cities that are over 100,000 people that are on the Great Lakes in the U.S. or even inland a little bit, but they're in the top 55 largest cities closest to the Great Lakes as a whole. So let's see how you do on this one. Brittany Anderson is thinking, what about New York City? What about New York? What about that? Does that city count? No, that city is too far away to be close enough to the Great Lakes to count in this case. Sharon tried New York as well. Rocky was trying Boston. And Boston is not going to do it either. Boston is too far away. But Sharon is going well on. Lake Erie, there's Cleveland. And yes, Cleveland is 34 miles away, approximately from the Great Lakes. Believe it or not, center of it, but it counts. Stephen Butler, St. Paul, Minnesota. St. Paul. Well, let's take a look here. Let's take a look for St. Paul. I don't know. Yes, St. Paul, Minnesota is in. Cleveland. I'm sorry, it's not 34 miles away. Cleveland is 0 miles away from Lake Erie. It's on the lake. I'm sorry. Now, St. Paul is 131 miles away from the lake, its closest lake, which I think is Erie. St. Paul, Minnesota is one of those cities that makes the top 55 largest cities closest to the Great Lakes. Cruiser girl, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit, Michigan, 0 miles from the Great Lakes between Lake Erie and Lake Huron. We're talking 0 miles, and it's the second largest city of the 55. Susan R. Cleveland, we got, which is the fourth largest city. Buffalo, New York, Bruce. Yeah, Buffalo, New York, 0 miles. It's right on Lake Ontario and Niagara Falls and all that area. Buffalo is about the sixth largest city on the list to make this list of the top 55 largest cities on the Great Lakes or near the Great Lakes. Chicago, Brittany Anderson, you got the number one city. The largest city on the Great Lakes is Chicago, of course. Richard is thumbing up. Thank you, Richard. Brittany, Detroit, we've got. Cool Jazz thinking Philly, too far away. Duluth, Minnesota. Stephen Butler is thinking Duluth, Minnesota. I'm looking around Duluth, and I'm wondering, have we got it on our list? Because Duluth isn't the largest city on the list, but it is certainly right on the Lake Superior itself. I have a suspicion that we may not be on here, and I've got to calibrate myself here for all of you, because I keep trying to indicate to you that some of the cities aren't working, but some of the cities you've guessed are okay. First of all, New York is definitely one of the largest cities closest to the Great Lakes, and it's 230 miles away. Brittany and others had guessed that city. And Philadelphia had been guessed, which is 247 miles away, and it's one of the largest cities near the Great Lakes. But you know what? I can't find Duluth, even though it's on the city. I don't think Duluth has 100,000 people. That's its issue. It's not big enough to count, even though it's on the Great Lake. Grand Rapids. Have we got it? Yeah, 29 miles away, Grand Rapids, Michigan. The 12th largest city, or at least 12th city closest enough. How about Albany, New York, Bruce? Moving on to other cities that may or may not make it. Albany, New York. Albany, New York. I would have bet dollars on Albany. I really would. I'm still not counting it out. But I've got to go through 55 names. I can't find Albany, and I'm surprised I can't, because Albany is closer to the Great Lakes than New York is, isn't it? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh. Does it make it? Pittsburgh. I'm not showing it. I do show it. I finally found it. 110 miles away. It's in there. Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, 102 miles away. 8 miles closer than Pittsburgh, which just doesn't seem right to me. Stephen Butler, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Yes, it's Canada, but I'm only looking for U.S. cities. So sorry about that, Stephen. It's just U.S. cities. Roger, Midland, Michigan. Midland, Michigan? Midland, Michigan. Does it have 100,000 people? I don't know. Midland, Michigan. I'm not showing anything popping up here. I didn't find it on my first look. Chicago we have, Detroit we have, Chicago we have, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, it's right on the lake, Lake Michigan, Lake Michigan. Yeah, we got it. Cincinnati, Ohio. Yes, Cincinnati, Ohio is 184 miles away, and it counts as one of the 55 largest. Toronto is Canada. We can't count it. I want to, but we can't. It's only U.S. cities. Syracuse, New York. Syracuse, New York State. Syracuse, 34 miles away. Syracuse, yes. Rocky, Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines. Well, I'm looking for Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa. I'm not finding it. I'm not finding Des Moines. And if I've missed it, I'll find it later. Rochester, New York. Rochester. Yes, 184 miles away. Rochester, it's in there. Brittany, Minneapolis. Minneapolis, 133 miles away. Yes. Chicago, we've done. Green Bay, Wisconsin, Bruce. That's another city right on the thing. Yeah, 0 miles from the Lake Michigan. Wisconsin, right on the lake. Brittany, Madison, Wisconsin. Madison. Let's take a look for Madison. Yes, 75 miles away. We got it. Thunder Bay is Canada. What is this? Sharon is asking for one Enta, Oneanta. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know where it is. I've never really heard of it. I don't think so. And I don't see it on my list at all. Toledo, Ohio. Right on the Lake Erie. It's right there. Erie, Pennsylvania. Yep, it's right on the lake. Rochester, we've been. Cool Jazz, Sault Ste. Marie, that's Ontario. I don't believe there's a Sault Ste. Marie on the U.S. side. I don't think so. So it's Canada. It doesn't count. Windsor doesn't count. It's in Canada. Cinnamon, Rocky Grasso. Are you giving me an ingredient for something? What are you doing? What's going on here? Cinnamon? Really? I'm looking. I mean, I'm looking, but I don't think so. I got nothing. Quebec City in Canada. Stephen, are you not listening to what I'm saying? Cool Jazz isn't listening. Hamilton, Ontario. Toledo, we've done. Madison, we've done. Milwaukee, we've done. Madison. Bowling Green. Sharon is thinking about Bowling Green. Bowling Green. No can do. What about Cincinnati? We've done Cincinnati, haven't we? Yes. And Gary, Indiana, Bruce. Gary, Indiana. Is it a city big enough to be in the top 55 cities? Gary, Indiana. I'm not showing Gary. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Harrisburg. Let's see over here. Pennsylvania. No. I don't have it. Flint, Michigan. Flint. Yep, 60 miles away. Flint, Michigan counts. Erie, PA, we've done. Kevin, within 150 miles or 250 miles. No, not within. Although the 251 miles or closer is the furthest city is 251. No one's guessed that one. 247 miles has been guessed. Philadelphia, PA. Okay, Poughkeepsie, New York. Poughkeepsie, New York. Not showing on this list. Montpelier, Vermont. Montpelier. Not showing. Sylvia, Albany is in the state of New York. It's the capital of New York. I know. And I don't see it on this list. I can't believe it. Green Bay, we've done. St. Cloud, Minnesota, Bruce. St. Cloud, Minnesota. I'm looking at names I've never heard of before, or names I've rarely ever heard of. And I can't find that one either. Omneti is pronounced On-E-A-Ta, and I can't find it. Nope. Columbus, I've done. Niagara Falls, New York. I don't think it's 100,000 people, so we're not going to make it there. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. And then there's Burlington, Vermont. Any city like Vermont close enough to be on the Great Lakes. Burlington, Vermont. Not finding it. By the way, Rochester, someone asked me about Rochester, several of you. It's 8 miles away. It worked. Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio, 135 miles away. Yes, it's one of the top 55. St. Louis, Bruce. St. Louis. Is it on the list? No, I don't think so. Am I? St. Louis is not near enough the Great Lakes. I don't think so. St. Louis. I am triple checking this one. I don't want to get caught. No, I don't. I don't have it. Indianapolis, 140 miles away, counts. Yes, fantastic. Springfield, Massachusetts, Bruce. I'm going to give you any and all Springfields. Okay, if there are any others, I'll give them to you as well. I'm looking right now for Springfield. Anything. Springfield, Illinois, 173 miles away. Springfield, Massachusetts, 211 miles away. You got that one too. So it's a twofer. That's a twofer. Sylvia, we any names of your state will get you all the time laughing out. Oh, for sure. Brittany, New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, New Haven, Connecticut. Yes, 237 miles away. It counts. Cool Jazz. Oh, neat. Susan, Boston. No, I didn't find Boston. I don't think I found Boston. I don't think I found Boston. Did I? I don't think so. I don't think so. Binghamton. Binghamton. Wow. Binghamton. Not finding Binghamton either. Lowell, Massachusetts. Lowell, Massachusetts. Let's see. Lowell. No, haven't got it. Kentucky, that's a state. Sandusky, Ohio. Is Sandusky, Ohio close enough and large enough to make the list? Sandusky, Ohio. No, can't do it. Gary, Indiana, Bruce. Gary, did we not try Gary already, Indiana? We may have already tried Gary, Indiana. Sylvia, Sharon, I grew up in the Finger Lakes area, Horseheads, New York, 45 minutes from Ithaca. Stephen Butler, Bangor, Maine. Nope, Bangor is too far out. Portland, Maine, too far out. Hartford, though, yeah, Hartford, Connecticut, 225 miles away. Did it. We did get that one. But nothing in Maine is working for us today. Sharon is saying, Sylvia, I love this. Rocky, Hartford, we just did. Robert, what about Waterbury, Connecticut, USA? Uncle Bruce, Waterbury, Connecticut. Yep, 221 miles away, and it's large enough to count. Trenton, New Jersey, Bruce. Trenton, New Jersey, Bruce. Trenton. No got. No can do. No. Newark, New Jersey, Bruce. Newark, yes, 230 miles away. 231 miles, exactly. It works. Camden, New Jersey. No. Syracuse, we've done. Princeton, New Jersey. Princeton in New Jersey. No, not working. I'm still looking for Illinois cities, a ton of them. Ohio still looking for a place where I believe this is the hometown of Firestone Tires. Firestone was in this city in Ohio, still there, I'm sure. And a city in Illinois that was used in Wayne's World. It's where Wayne came from. The character Wayne's World, his hometown in Illinois. We got Danbury, Connecticut coming through here. Danbury, Connecticut. Not working. Peoria, Illinois. Peoria. Yep, 129 miles away. It works. Akron, Ohio. Firestone, Bruce. Yep, 34 miles from the Lake Erie. Akron, Ohio. Bucko, Terre Haute, Indiana. What a beautiful name. What a beautiful name for a city. Terre Haute, Indiana. But it doesn't count on this list. Terre Haute is not large enough to be in there. Akron, Ohio, we've got. Gary, we've done. Springfields, we've done. Naperville, Bruce. Does it rank and get in that list of yours? 55 largest cities, closest to the Great Lakes. Naperville, yeah, 28 miles away. Naperville, another one off the list. I'm looking for the capital city of Michigan. What is the capital city of Michigan? Looking for, let's see. Billy Joel did a song about a town that was a union town that was dying because the coal went away, the steel went away. Do you remember the hit song he had in maybe the 80s or 90s? Named after this city, starts with the letter A. Does anyone remember the Billy Joel hit song about a dying city and the kids who were told, if you behave, life will be good? We have Flint, Michigan done. Lansing, yes, Lansing. I believe that's the capital of Michigan. Lansing, 86 miles from the Great Lakes. Allentown, yeah, baby, that's right. The song Allentown, 200 miles. Allentown, Pennsylvania, 200 miles away. Lansing, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ann Arbor, Michigan is being guessed right now. It's 40 miles away, and it counts. Allentown. I'm still looking for the hometown of Wayne in Wayne's World. He did his television on the PBS station in somewhere Illinois. Starts with the letter A. The letter A in Illinois. What is the hometown of Wayne for Wayne's World? Sharon, I'm a Long Island girl. Of course, I remember Allentown. Celestine, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yes, that is correct. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Where is it, Bruce? Well, I have it. I know I had it. Grand Rapids. Where is it, Bruce? Come on. I thought I had it. I'm sure I had it. Grand Rapids. It's got to be right. Got to be. I mean, come on. Can't find it. Darn it. Did we guess it already? Maybe. I don't know. There's another city with rapids in its name. In Iowa. Does anyone know the name of that city? Aurora, Illinois. Cool, Jazz. You got it. Aurora, the home of Wayne's World. It's 37 miles from Lake Michigan. Kevin got it too. Peoria. Cruisers thinking about Peoria. Forget about Aurora. What about Peoria? Let me take a look at Peoria. We got it already. 129 miles out. Susan, you're amazing, Bruce. You know all these details. Cool Jazz, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, baby. Yes, sir. Right on. There was a movie made starring, oh gosh. Okay, the one line from this movie should tell you the name of this movie, okay? She asks this one woman asks this girl, what did he look like? And she said, he was kind of funny looking. Is that right? Yeah, he was with this guy, and this one guy was really funny looking. What is the name of that movie? A murder movie, drama. And I can't remember the name of the sheriff, the gal that played the sheriff. She was pregnant in this movie on purpose, and she caught the killers. Who are we talking about? What city am I talking about? North Dakota is the name of the state. Sharon, yes, we did Grand Rapids earlier. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Yes, Sioux City, Bruce. What about Sioux City? Is it one of the top 55 cities surrounding the Great Lakes with at least 100,000 population? Sioux City? No. The answer is no. Sylvia, how come Bruce can pronounce horse heads but can't pronounce Oneida? I mean, come on. Sharon, Sioux Falls. We tried that too. Fargo. He was kind of funny looking. That's right. Fargo, North Dakota. 222 miles away from the Great Lakes. It's one of the top 55 cities. Can you believe it? Okay. Let me see. There's a city in a state right next to New York State that's named after the state. Okay, the city is named after the state that it's actually in, and it's the state beside New York State. Any thoughts? Let's see. There's a city in Massachusetts that has the similar name to a sauce you use when you're putting it on, like maybe a Caesar salad or a steak. It's a famous sauce. It's hard to pronounce. Anyway, up Brainerd, the cop said, up Brainerd. Jersey City is named after New Jersey. That's right. Jersey City is 231 miles away, and it's one of the top 55 cities surrounding the Great Lakes. I mean, gosh darn the heck. Well, New York City, yeah, but I said the state beside New York State, not New York State, the one beside. Uh, that's so much fun. Worcester, yes. What is a Worcester sauce? You remember the Worcester? Worcester, Massachusetts, 242 miles away. There's a city named after probably the third largest or the second largest city in the United Kingdom. The largest city in the United Kingdom is London. What is the second largest city in the UK? There's a city in New Hampshire named after this city. It's got the same name. What is it? Pronounced Worcester, says Sharon. Kevin, that's Worcester. Rocky, Worcester. Richard, watch your sister sauce there. Manchester, yeah, it's not Dover, it's Manchester. Yeah, Manchester, New Hampshire is 244 miles away from the Great Lakes. There's a city in Kentucky, and it's the home of Muhammad Ali. It's where Muhammad Ali came from. What is that city called? Cool Jazz is wondering about Birmingham. We've tried already. Brittany had a bowl of crayfish before the show and the second bowl during this question. Otherwise, I would have given more correct answers. Brittany, you got a good excuse. You don't have to justify this. Providence, Rhode Island. Is Providence, Rhode Island one of your cities, Bruce? Are we still looking for that one? No, we're not looking for Providence. Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, it's not Lexington. It's Louisville. You guys are nailing it. Yes, incredibly correct. What about Lexington, Bruce? Louisville, by the way, 244 miles out. Lexington, Kentucky is not close enough to make it. No. Stanford, Connecticut. Stanford, Connecticut. Stamford, as Stamford makes it. Yes, we're good. Nashville or Hartford. We've done Hartford. Nashville is too far away to make it. I'm looking for a city in Indiana that ends in Ville. Okay, it ends in Ville. Do you have any ideas what a city that ending in Ville would be? In Indiana, Somethingville, Indiana. Any guesses? It's not. We don't need Memphis. And another one I'm looking for is a city in New York that starts with a letter Y. City in New York and starts with letter Y. Any guesses from you guys on that one? I'm looking for a Fort City in Indiana. Fort something, Indiana. Which one is that one? I'm looking for a city in Illinois that is the same name as a detective that had a TV show in the 70s and the 80s. And he was incredibly popular. And this detective in real life as an actor also made a series of Polaroid commercials with another actress. He made like 20 of these Polaroid commercials. And he had his own half-hour or 1 hour weekly detective show called something Illinois, but he wasn't in Illinois. It was the Something Files. You'll know. Yonkers, Bruce, that city with the Y is Yonkers. It's not Youngstown. It's Yonkers. Yonkers. That's right. It's Yonkers, New York. Correct answer, everybody. Yonkers, 230 miles away. The Ville city, the city ending in Ville in Indiana. Anybody got a guess? Fort Gibson, no. Colombo, no. Rockford. Yeah, remember the Rockford Files? Rockford, Illinois, 65 miles away from the Great Lakes. Yes, Rockford. The actor who played Rockford was James Garner, and he was on a whole bunch of Polaroid camera commercials. I mean, zillions of them. He made more money probably doing Polaroid commercials than he did the TV show. What about Columbus, Ohio? We done Columbus, Knoxville, Rockford. There it is. Canton, Ohio. Nikki met James Garner in Oklahoma. Let's take a look here. I'm looking for Evansville, Indiana. Evansville. I was also looking for Elizabeth, New Jersey, and Bridgeport, Connecticut for a couple more cities. Patterson, New Jersey. Joliet, Illinois, Elgin, Illinois, South Bend, Indiana, Warren, Michigan, Sterling Heights, Michigan. Those were the last of the cities that made this list, and we are done. Marriott Hartley, it's right. He co-starred with Marriott Hartley. That's right. If you look up YouTube and you look up Polaroid commercials, 1970s or something like that, you'll find Marriott Hartley and James Garner doing a whole bunch of cute 30-second Polaroid commercials. They went 10 years, they 8 to 10 years, in the 70s, when the days before instant cameras, the days before digital photography. Polaroid was one way to get a photo right now. It was amazing. Sharon, Donna, yes, I mentioned her to Kevin. Kevin, we don't live in the Midwest, though. Richard's thinking the Maverick. All right, let's move on here. I remember making my dinner during trivia quite a few times and would state that I would have because of some of the questions were. It's all good, Brittany. We love you. All right, are you ready for your next question? Are you ready? Let's get ready for the next one. Let me get rid of this one and move on to the next quiz. Oh, okay. If you want to travel the world and you want to be safe when you do so, you want to stay in a place that is, fairly reliable. I have 73 countries right here in my hand that I want you to guess. If you want to stay in a Hilton hotel, you can stay in a Hilton in 73 countries. Tell me the names of the 73 countries where you will find a Hilton hotel. Fire away your best shots. Brittany, well, what about United States, Bruce? I mean, come on. Yes, of course. The U.S. of A, for sure, is the first one. There you go. Bermuda. What about Bermuda, Bruce? Sharon is thinking Bermuda. You know what? I'm not finding Bermuda as a country. Now, maybe it's a protectorate, and maybe it's under another country's name. Brittany is thinking Australia. Yes, there are Hiltons in Australia. Indeed. Stephen Butler, Ireland, Bruce. Ireland, there's got to be Hiltons in Ireland. Indeed, there are. You can travel to Ireland. Well, Tokyo, well, that's not a country, is it? I need a country now. Brittany, Canada, of course. There are Hiltons all over Canada, for sure. USA, you got it. Roger. Argentina? Yes, there are Hiltons in Argentina, at least one. What about England? We'll give you that. United Kingdom, indeed. The UK has Hiltons, indeed. New Zealand, Bruce. Do they have Hiltons? Yes, they do. Indeed, New Zealand. Brasilia. Roger's wondering, what about Brazil? Can we travel to Brazil and stay in a Hilton? Yes, you can. New York, not a country. Egypt. Is that a contender? Definitely Cairo. Probably Alexandria. Indeed. Rocky Grasso. The Czech Republic. Can you stay in the Czech Republic? Yes, you can. Visit the Czech Republic. Stay in a Hilton. Chile. What about Chile, Bruce? Chile? No, you cannot travel to Chile and stay in a Hilton. Roger, according to this list, no can do. Donna, Japan. Yes, you can go to Japan. I will be staying in a Hilton in Tokyo, in Japan. I will be in one. Argentina, we've done. England, we've done. Bermuda doesn't have Hiltons. I know it doesn't have Hiltons. See, there you go. España. What about España, Bruce? Yep, you can go to Spain and stay in a Hilton. Austria, Bruce. Rocky wants to know. Yes, Austria. You can definitely stay in a Hilton in Austria. Canada, yes. China. Can you go to China and stay in a Hilton? Yes, you can. Definitely. Italia. In Italy, Donna wants to know. Indeed, you can stay in a Hilton in Italy. France? Does France have Hilton? Yes. UK. Germany. What about Germany? Oh, yeah. Jen Jr. and I stayed in a Hilton. The first time we traveled together, we went to Berlin. We were in East Berlin, what used to be East Berlin. There's a beautiful Hilton there, just a block away from the British and American embassies. Yes, indeed, in what was East Berlin. Korea, Bruce. I'm going to guess South Korea because North Korea doesn't have Hiltons, but South Korea does, yes. Portugal, Bruce. Portugal. Yes, you can go to Lisbon for sure. Brittany, Spain, we got it. Colombia. What about Colombia? Yep, you can go to Colombia, stay in a Hilton. Norway. Can you go to Norway and stay in a Hilton in Norway? Nope. Norway does not have a Hilton. Franchise opportunity. I smell a franchise opportunity. Italy, we've done. Switzerland, Bruce. Can you go to Switzerland and stay in a Hilton? Oh, yes. There are more than one in Switzerland. Oh, yes. There are quite a few very nice Hiltons in Switzerland. What about Turkey? The country of Turkey. Yes, Turkey has Hiltons. Venezuela. I'm not sure. I can't say for sure. There might be one. I can't be 100% sure. Spain, we've done South Africa. Yes, you can do a Hilton in South Africa. Iceland, no, you cannot do a Hilton in Iceland. Costa Rica. Costa Rica, can you stay at a Hilton in Costa Rica? Not, apparently not. Colombia, we've done. How about Aruba? Aruba. Not showing a Hilton in Aruba. What about Mexico, Bruce? There's got to be. Yes, there are. There are Hiltons in Mexico. Peru. In Peru, not showing. Panama. Panama, not showing a Hilton in Panama. Unthinkable. I can't believe that. Jamaica, man. Can you stay in Jamaica? Yes, you can stay in Jamaica at a Hilton. South Africa, Panama, we've done. Colombia, we've done. France, we've done. What about Israel? Can you stay at a Hilton in Israel? Yes, you can. Definitely. Chile, no. I think we said already yes or no. No, we can't do it in Chile. What about Greece? Yep, you can hang out in Greece in a Hilton. Vietnam, you betcha you can do a Hilton in Vietnam. Monaco. Monaco. I'm not showing Monaco. I'm not showing Monaco Hilton. Interesting. Thailand. Yes, you can stay at a Hilton in Thailand. Ecuador. Yes, you can be at a Hilton in Ecuador. Barbados, Bruce. Can you stay at a Barbados Hilton? Yes, you can. What about Hungary? Yep, there's a Hilton in Hungary. United Arab Emirates, UAE. Indeed, yes, there's a Hilton, if not more than one. Mexico, we've done Mexico. Russia, yes, I believe so. Let me double check. I'm not showing Russia in this quiz, so maybe not. Saudi Arabia, yep, there's Hiltons in Saudi Arabia. China, we've done. South Korea, we've done. Austria, we've done. Venezuela, we've done. Mumbai is a city. Bahamas, yes, the Bahamas. There's a Hilton in the Bahamas. What about Bolivia? Nope, no Hilton in Bolivia. Sharon, we stayed in a Tokyo Hilton. It was lovely. Rocky, Belgium, Bruce, is there a Hilton in Belgium? Yes, there is. Dominican Republic, oh yes, Hilton in Dominican Republic. So Roger, Jamaica, we've done. India, Susan was wondering about India. Yep, there's Hiltons in India. China, we've done. Switzerland, we've done. Singapore. Is there a Hilton in Singapore? Oh, yes, there's a Hilton in Singapore. What about the Netherlands? What about the Netherlands? Yes, there's a Hilton in the Netherlands. The Philippines. Yep, you can stay at a Hilton in the Philippines. What about Poland? No. Opportunity knocks for a franchisee. Israel, we've done. Pakistan, no, not in Pakistan. Paraguay, nope. Finland, is there a Hilton in Finland? There is. Poland, we've done. And there isn't. Saudi Arabia, we've done. Croatia, yep, there's a Hilton in Croatia. India, we've done. Sweden, yep, there's a Hilton in Sweden. Stockholm, Sweden, I'm sure. Thailand, we've done. Poland, we've done. Turkey, we've done. Have we guessed Russia? We have. Netherlands, we couldn't find it. Netherlands, we've done. Monaco, we've done. UAE, Brussels is a city. Norway, the country of Norway, we couldn't find one in Norway. Greece, we've done. Monaco, Morocco. Yep, we can stay in Morocco. Definitely. Costa Rica, we've done. India, we've done. Ghana, the country of Ghana. Nope, can't do a Hilton in Ghana. Honduras, yes, we can stay at a Hilton in Honduras. Jordan, the country of Jordan, not showing a Hilton. Lebanon, not showing a Hilton. Jamaica, no, we've done. We move on. Madagascar, yes, you can do a Hilton in Madagascar. Curacao, can you do a Hilton in Curacao? Nope. Bolivia, nope. UAE, we've done. Singapore, we've done. Dominican Republic. Liechtenstein, no, but there's another country just about as small as Liechtenstein, starts with an L in Europe that you can stay at. Turks and Caicos, Bruce, not showing it. The Bahamas, we've done. Latvia, no, not yet. Anyway, Nigeria, Nigeria, no. Yes, you can do Nigeria. I just found it. Yes. India, we've done. Belize, nope. Greece, we've done Greece, haven't we? GH, yes, you can stay at a Hilton in Greece. St. Kitts, what about St. Kitts? Not showing it. That might be a protectorate. Maldives, Maldives, yes, you can stay in a Hilton in Maldives. I suspect they have those cabins over the water in the Maldives. I think you've seen those from travel brochures. Oh, yes, I'm sure. Ireland, Bruce. Can you stay in a Hilton in Ireland? We've done it, and yes, you can. Malaysia. Yes, you can stay in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. New Zealand, we've done. Belgium, we have done. Yes. India, we've done. Guam is not a country. Luxembourg. Luxembourg is correct. Liechtenstein, no, but Luxembourg, yes. There's a Hilton in Luxembourg. Czech Republic, we've done. South Africa, Bruce, we have done South Africa. Uruguay, not showing Uruguay. Sweden, we've done Sweden. Norway, we've done. Australia, we have done. Belgium, we have done. Greenland doesn't count. Ghana, we've done. Hungary, we've done. Iceland, Romania. Is there a Hilton in Romania? Yes, there is. You can stay in a Hilton in Romania. Denmark, Copenhagen. Denmark, yes, you can stay at a Hilton in Copenhagen. Israel, we've done. Greenland. Sri Lanka, yes, you can stay at a Hilton in Sri Lanka. Bonaire does not show. Georgia, the country of Georgia. No, it does not work. The Vatican, maybe? No, can do. Liberia. No, can't do Liberia. What about Mali, Bruce? The country of Mali. Nope, can't do Mali. Grand Cayman, that's UK. We've done UK. Luxembourg, we've done. Mexico, we've done. Portugal, we've done. Iceland. Botswana, no, not Botswana. España, we've done. Cambodia, Bruce. Nope, can't do Cambodia. China, we've done. Hungary, we've done. Cayman Islands, we've done through the UK. Tunisia, not showing. And Algeria, first on the list. Algeria, you can go to Algeria. We're running out of countries. I'm looking one of those. One of those. Oh no, I'm not going to say that. Let me see. Let me see. Not Bolivia, but there's another country that people confuse with Bolivia. It starts with a B. I'm looking for an island in the Mediterranean country, an island country in the Mediterranean. It starts with the letter C. I'm looking for a Central American country, 2 words, but it's not Costa Rica. It's the other one with 2 words. Looking for a country that starts with the letter E, where people think that everyone there is starving to death, but they have a Hilton in this country. Starts with the letter E. What about Kenya, Bruce? Yep, you can stay at a Hilton in Kenya. Can you stay in Montenegro, Bruce? No. Can you go to Ethiopia? Yes, that's the country with the letter E in it. Ethiopia has a Hilton. Nigeria, we have done Nigeria, and it had a Hilton. Guinea, maybe New Guinea. It's probably more like it. Not showing it. No, not showing it. Cyprus, Bruce, the country of Cyprus, the island. Yes, Cyprus in the Mediterranean. Crete, Egypt. We've done Cyprus. Here we go. There comes Cyprus. Corsica. No. El Salvador. Yes, El Salvador. 2 letters. El Salvador. You can stay at Hilton in El Salvador. Ethiopia. Continuing on with Kenya, Brazil. We've done these. Brazil. Guatemala, Bruce. What about Guatemala? Can you stay in Guatemala? No, you cannot stay at a Hilton in Guatemala. Brittany's trying to recall the answer to this one. What about Gabon? No, can't do it. Another country. I'm looking for a country with 700 million people in the world. 700 million people in Asia. A Muslim country, if anyone needs a hint there. Looking for a very small country. I mean, very small in the Mideast. The Gulf War broke out because this country was invaded by Saddam Hussein. What was that name of that Mideast country? I'm looking for another island country in the Mediterranean, south of Italy. Small little island, very popular spot. What about Namibia? Namibia, yes, you can stay at a Hilton in Namibia, believe it or not. Hang on a minute. South Africa, we done. Bulgaria, yes. Instead of Bolivia, Bulgaria, yes. There's a Hilton in Bulgaria. That's the one I wanted. Saudi Arabia, we've done. Pakistan, we've done. China, we've done. Kuwait, yes. Kuwait was invaded by Iraq and Saddam Hussein. Kuwait has a Hilton, indeed. Fiji, Bruce, does Fiji have a Hilton? It does not. No. Kuwait, we got it. Iraq, is Iraq on the list? No. Oman. What about Oman? Yes, there's a Hilton in Oman. There's money in Oman. And indeed, Iraq, no. Malta, yes, the island in the Mediterranean, Malta, just south of Italy, absolutely. Iran, no Hilton in Iran. There may have been at one time, but not now. Malta, we've got. Beautiful job, everybody, on Malta. Greece, Sardinia, not a country. Bahrain, not showing on this list. Syria, Bruce. Nope. Malaysia, we've done. Syria, we've no way. Sierra Leone, no go, no can do. Tunisia, Bruce. It is Tunisia. It was never on the list. No. Qatar. Qatar. Yes, there it is. You stayed at Hilton in Qatar, and among a few other nice hotels in Qatar. Yemen, Bruce. No, not on the list. Algeria, Qatar, and Somalia. No. I'm looking for a country in the Caribbean, just north of Venezuela. It's a country that goes the name and a name. It's 3 words: something and something. Name that country in the Caribbean. It's in the Leeward Islands, right down to the east of Curacao, that region. What else am I looking for here? Still looking for this country in Asia that the city of Jakarta is in this country. What is this? What is that? Sudan, Aruba, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. That's right there, my friend Kevin. You got it. Sylvia got it. Susan's got it. Donna got it. Trinidad and Tobago definitely has a Hilton or two. No question about it. Cameroon is a country in Africa with a Hilton. Equatorial Guinea. Someone had Guinea, and I thought it was New Guinea, but it's Equatorial Guinea. You are correct. They have a Hilton. Indonesia is where Jakarta is from. Roger, Steve, and Donna, you nailed it. Indonesia has Hiltons. Mauritius has a Hilton. Seychelles has a Hilton. So 73 countries with Hiltons. You can travel around the world. Not Cape Verde, though, but you can travel at a lot of places with a Hilton. All right, that is number 2. One more to go. We have one more quiz to do today, and I'm looking forward to giving you this one. Hope you enjoy it. And thank you again for joining me today from wherever you are around the world. Thank you for 35 of you answering the question of the day. Appreciate that. And also the thumbs up meter, 43 already. Thank you for that. The question was, what is the biggest casino win you have had on a cruise? 58% of you said, I've never really won anything under $100, Bruce. $100 to $500, 22% of you have done that. $500 to $1,000 winning in a casino, 8% of you have done that. And over $1,000, 11% of you, that's like 4 of you have hit over $1,000 on a casino and on a cruise ship. Well done. 43 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. Let's go. There's a lot of places Hiltons are located you wouldn't think of. It's incredible. It's incredible. Kevin, poker tournament, more than $500. Giddy up, buddy. Giddy up, indeed. We're looking for a bigger payoff for you one day. Hopefully it'll happen. All right, can you tell me the countries of the world where you can find a Wendy's restaurant? Can you tell me the countries of the world where you can find a Wendy's? Okay. Talk to me. There's only 24 countries with a Wendy's. There's not that many. How many? Where can you go for a Wendy's? A Dave, a Big Dave, a Double Dave. I don't know what to say. Let's go. Brittany is thinking, well, the US of A, Sylvia and Brittany right now. Yeah, of course. There are more than 6,500 Wendy's in the United States. There you go. Oh, he's had bigger payoffs, says Sharon. He's had bigger payoffs than $500. Cruiser Girl, Canada, Bruce. Brittany, Canada. And same with Sylvia. Canada, yes, Canada has over 600 Wendy's. We're only 1/10 the size of America in population. So that's like 6,000 restaurants. Just like the USA, we love Wendy's in Canada. We love Wendy's. Susan is thinking United Kingdom. Now, I'm going to make this a little more tricky for you. You can't find Wendy's inside England, Scotland, Wales. You can't find it. Northern Ireland. So you got to go to the territories. You got to go to the protectorates. So I want to know, there's only one protectorate that on this list qualifies that has 2 Wendy's in it, and it's one protectorate. What is it? And I'll leave it at that for now. So you're going to have to try to figure this out. Brittany is wondering about China for Wendy's. Does China have Wendy's? I don't show a China Wendy's at this point in this list. Stephen is thinking France. Stephen is thinking that Wendy's, you might find them in France. You will not. What about the Bahamas, Bruce? The Bahamas. Yeah, they have 12 in the Bahamas. They're their own country. Brittany, you are correct. Colombia, Sylvia, Sharon wants to know if Colombia's on the list. Do they have Wendy's in Colombia? Nope, not showing any. We have Stephen Butler. He doesn't travel anywhere without a butler. Germany. Does Germany have Wendy's? Nope, not showing. What about Panama? Sharon wants to know if there are any Wendy's in Panama. And yes, there is one in Panama. Yes, Sylvia, Mexico, Bruce. Are there Wendy's in Mexico? Not showing any. Believe it or not, right next to the USA, not even in Mexico. France, we've tried. Ireland. What about Ireland? Its own country. Ireland. Nope. Nope. Okay, continuing on. Bermuda. Nope. Protectorate. UK Protectorate doesn't have it. Cruiser Girl. U.S. Virgin Islands. No, that would be a USA area. Not going to help us there. What about the Bahamas? We've done the Bahamas. Brazil. Janet is wondering. Janet Kreka. What about Brazil, Bruce? Janet, how you doing? Brasilia. Let's see here. Brazil. Nope. They got a lot of steak there. They got a lot of beef, but they're not showing any Wendy's down there. Spain, España. I think we've tried Spain already. Let me triple check this. I'm not showing Spain. Germany, we've tried. Gibraltar. Nope. Protectorate of the UK is not showing. No, I'm still looking for Protectorate of the UK with a Wendy's. 2 Wendy's to be exact. Brittany, Ireland. No. Sharon, Sylvia's fun fact. The only fast food restaurant from a chain in Bermuda is KFC. They got it in under the wire just before regulations took effect. Stopped everybody else, I guess. Sylvia, what about Japan, Bruce? Will there be a Wendy's in Japan? When you go to Japan, Bruce, will you find a Wendy's? Yes. There are 3 Wendy's in Japan. Now I'm going to have to find one. I'm going to imagine there's one in Tokyo. Mexico, we've done. Russia, is there a Wendy's? Are there Wendy's? Yeah, 8 in Russia. According to this list, they might have closed them by now. I don't know. Japan, we just did. Australia, are there Wendy's in Australia? Not showing any. New Zealand, not showing any in New Zealand either. Jamaica, for Wendy's. There are 4 in Jamaica, 4 Wendy's restaurants in Jamaica. Sylvia, Sharon, good for Bermuda, laughing out loud. Cruiser, the Netherlands, Bruce. The Netherlands. Well, in the Netherlands themselves, no. But in a protectorate of the Netherlands, yes. What are those? There's 4 in one protectorate and 1 in the other. And now I'm putting it to you guys. Can you figure this out? What about Honduras? Yes, there are 8 Wendy's in Honduras. Isn't that something? Sylvia, what about Poland? Do they have any Wendy's in Poland? They do not. France, no. South Korea, by chance? No. Japan, yes. Slovakia. beside the Czech Republic, Slovakia, do they have any Wendy's in Slovakia? No, they don't. Someone asked me about New Zealand. I said no. I am wrong. There are 13 in New Zealand with a couple more under construction. Sorry about that. But I could not find Australia. I found New Zealand, but not Australia. Can you believe that? Nothing in Slovenia. The Vatican, no. Portugal, no. I don't think there was anything. No, 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 no. Switzerland, do the Swiss allow Wendy's in? Nope. They probably don't meet the standards, and or they haven't bothered. Belize, Bruce. What about Belize? No. Thailand, Bruce. Thailand. Any Wendy's in Thailand? No, none. Aruba, yes. Aruba has 4. That is a Netherlands protectorate. Now I need the one that has 1. What protectorate other than Aruba has a Wendy's from the Netherlands? A protectorate of the Netherlands. Oh, this is fun. Barbados. No. No. Bahamas, we've tried. Romania. Are there any Wendy's in Romania? Nope. Greenland, no. Aruba, yes. Aruba has 4, but I'm not looking for Aruba. We already got it. Saint Martin, Greece, and Curacao. It's Curacao for 1. That is the one I'm looking for. Now, Greece does not show any Wendy's. Saint Martin does not show any Wendy's. Kuwait. What about Kuwait, the country of Kuwait? A lot of Americans there, wondering if maybe Wendy's worked their way in there. They are not there. Iceland. Nope. Grenada. Grenada is not on the list. Saudi Arabia, Bruce. Do they have any Wendy's in Saudi Arabia? It does not appear so. Nope, it does not look like. St. Vincent's, not finding it. Argentina. Yep, there are 2 in Argentina. Austria in the Alps. Austria, Europe. Nope, nothing in Austria. Israel, Bruce. Israel, do they have Wendy's in Israel? No. Qatar, very rich place. No. Saint Martin, no. Chile, nope. Bonaire, no. Argentina, we've done. Kosovo, no. Peru, Bruce, the country of Peru, nope. Bolivia, no. No. I'm still looking for the UK protectorate that has 2 Wendy's. I've been to both of them. Jen and I and Jen Jr. have frequented the Wendy's in this protectorate many times. We used to live there. There's a hint for you. Dominican Republic, Bruce. Yes, they have 5. They have 5 Wendy's in Dominican Republic. The Philippines, Bruce. The Philippines, they got 30. They love everything America. The Philippines has 30 Wendy's. Trinidad and Tobago, Bruce. Yes, they've got 2 in Trinidad, Tobago. Liechtenstein, nope, not in Liechtenstein. Italy, Italia. No, no can do. Cayman Islands, that's right. The Cayman Islands has 2 Wendy's. Grand Cayman, the UK protectorate. It's the only place the UK has Wendy's. Can you believe they don't have any in the UK? In England? I mean, what? Czech Republic, Bruce. Don't think so. Nope, nothing in the Czech Republic. We're getting. We still got about 5 or 6 to go here. We have Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia? Nope. British Virgin Islands? Nope. Grand Cayman, we got Cayman Islands. You all know I used to live there, so you all got it right. Okay, now I got to give you hints. Someone asked me about Mexico. I'm sure you asked, and I missed it. We got to give you 20 of those. Now I'm looking for a city, state, country. A country that is just a city. It's not the Vatican. What is it? I'm looking for a city that used to have the tallest buildings in the world, twin towers. They were the tallest buildings until I think in another country they built a larger tower than this one. What about Panama? Nope. Singapore? Yes. Singapore has 10 Wendy's. 10. I'll be in Singapore on my trip. I'm going to have to check out Wendy's in Singapore. What about Hong Kong? That's not a country. Georgia? Nope. Singapore, we got Romania and Indonesia. Indonesia for sure. Indonesia has 3 Wendy's. Romania does not have any Wendy's. I'm looking for a Middle East country, very well to do. As a matter of fact, I think I found it here. We got Singapore, sharing the United Arab Emirates. Yes, 14 in the UAE. I will be there. We'll have to see those out in Dubai, perhaps. I might see a Wendy's in Dubai at a food court. I'm still, someone asked me about Venezuela. Didn't one of you guys ask me about Venezuela? I'm not 100% sure, but there are 40 Wendy's in Venezuela. I'm sure they take credit cards, no cash. Unbelievable. I'm looking for a country in the Latin America with 2 words. And there are 2 countries in Latin America with 2 words. I'm looking for both of them. What are they? Saudi Arabia, we've done already. Looking for another country in the Latin America area, starts with the letter G. And I'm looking for the country where you find the city Kuala Lumpur, home of the Petronas Towers, the 2 Petronas Twin Towers. What is that country? El Salvador and Costa Rica have come in, and those are the 2 I'm looking for. 14 Wendy's in El Salvador, 10 in Costa Rica, a country with the letter G in Latin America, Guatemala, yep, and I'm looking for Malaysia and Guatemala. Those are the 2. Guatemala has 10, Malaysia has 9, and those are all 24 countries that have Wendy's. We're talking the United Arab Emirates, Bahamas, Trinidad, Tobago, New Zealand, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Russia, Jamaica, Venezuela, Canada, Costa Rica, Indonesia, Mexico, Philippines, El Salvador, Japan, Singapore, Guatemala, Malaysia, Panama, the USA, Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. Those are the countries that have Wendy's, according to this quiz right here. And that is our trivia for the day. That is my show for the day. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed the show. It was great to have you with us tonight. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Jen and I am frantically booking spots for Jen and I to get to and to do. I'll keep you posted on our travels coming up. We are out of here in just over 3 weeks. I'm out of here August 1, and I meet Jen in Amsterdam on September 5. We will fill you in on where we'll be, and we'll be broadcasting from there and putting up videos. Sharon, yay, thanks for another fun night. Love to Jen. Sylvia, enjoyed trivia tonight. Susan, thanks so much, Bruce. Thank you, all of you, for the thumbs ups tonight. Thank you for the answering the poll question tonight. 44 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. 38 votes on the poll question. Fabulous, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next Monday. We'll have some more fun then. In the meantime, all the best to you from Calgary. Mr. Butler, all the best to you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening from Calgary, Stampede City. This is Bruce saying good night to you, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.